Queen Elizabeth II's fashion evolution through the decades. For over 70 years, Queen Elizabeth II was more than a monarch. She was a symbol of continuity, grace, and quiet strength. But beyond her royal duties and global presence, she was also a silent fashion icon. Through every chapter of her reign, her wardrobe evolved, never chasing trends, but always setting a timeless standard. From wartime austerity to vibrant color blocking in her 90s, the Queen's style reflected not only her personal taste but the mood of a changing world. In this video, we take a journey through the decades to explore how Queen Elizabeth II's fashion quietly reigned with as much dignity as her crown. The 1940s, a princess in wartime. During the 1940s, Elizabeth was still a young princess coming of age during World War II. Her clothing was practical and modest, shaped by the rationing and restrictions of wartime Britain. She wore tailored suits, wool coats, and sensible heels, always neat, never flashy. Yet, even in her early public appearances, there was a glimpse of royal elegance. She understood the importance of presentation and wore her uniform proudly when she served in the Auxiliary Territorial Service. The 1950s, a new queen, a new era. When Elizabeth ascended the throne in 1952, she became not just a monarch, but a figure of hope for a nation rebuilding after war. Her fashion in the 1950s embraced this optimism. She wore elegant gowns with full skirts, cinched waists, and refined gloves. Classic post-war glamour. Designers like Norman Hartnell dressed her in soft silks and embroidered fabrics for state events, coronations, and international tours. The 1960s, youthful sophistication. As the world entered a decade of cultural revolution, the Queen's fashion subtly evolved. Though she didn't follow the mod trends of swinging London, she did modernize her look with slimmer silhouettes and brighter colors. Her day dresses became more structured, her hats more varied, and she occasionally experimented with patterns. While the younger royals embraced bolder styles, Elizabeth remained consistent, refined but quietly updated. It was a decade where she balanced timeless tradition with gentle adaptation. The 1970s, embracing color and personality. The 1970s saw the Queen take more sartorial risks, not in extravagance, but in expression. Her wardrobe expanded with bolder color choices, bright oranges, purples, yellows, and floral prints. Skirt lengths varied, and so did hat shapes. She embraced vibrant coats, silk scarves, and even flared sleeves on occasion. It was a reflection of a monarch who, while deeply rooted in duty, wasn't afraid to evolve with the times. Her fashion became a cheerful signal to the world, a nod to approachability and personality within her role. The 1980s, power dressing with a royal touch. In the 1980s, during a time of strong political and cultural shifts, Queen Elizabeth's fashion subtly leaned into the era's themes of power and formality. Her coats and dresses became more structured, with defined shoulders and bold buttons. The color palettes remained bright, but the silhouettes were sleeker. Her jewelry choices also stood out: bold brooches, multi-strand pearls, and more frequent appearances of historic tiaras during formal events. This decade marked her as a monarch with enduring authority, and a presence impossible to ignore. The 1990s, grace through transition. The 1990s were a challenging time for the monarchy, but the Queen's style remained graceful and consistent. In the wake of public scrutiny and the tragedy of Princess Diana's death, she adopted a softer, more understated look. Pastels and grays became more common, and her signature handbag and matching hat became instantly recognizable symbols of her presence. It was a decade of emotional weight, and her fashion responded with restraint, respect, and steady symbolism. Through difficult times, she remained the constant. The 2000s, legacy in color and uniformity. In her later years, Queen Elizabeth fully embraced her role as a global visual symbol, and color became her signature. She famously wore vibrant coats and hats: canary yellow, emerald green, royal blue, not for fashion's sake, but to ensure she was always visible to the crowds. Her outfits became a uniform of sorts: structured coat, matching hat, black handbag, low heels, and a brooch with significance. This consistency became comforting to many, a reminder that even as the world changed rapidly, she remained a stable figure of grace. The 2010s and beyond, timelessness defined. In the final decade of her life, the Queen's style was more iconic than ever. Her outfits were symbols of heritage, carefully curated with purpose and meaning. She often wore garments created by her trusted dressmaker Angela Kelly, who ensured every piece balanced tradition with functionality. Even into her 90s, she remained sharply dressed, favoring floral prints at home and jewel-toned coats in public. She may have aged, but her elegance never faded. It matured, deepened, and became part of her unshakable legacy. Queen Elizabeth II didn't follow trends. She set her own, grounded in duty, dignity, and purpose. Her fashion told a story not of vanity, but of service. Every brooch, every color, every hat carried meaning. She showed us that elegance isn't about extravagance, it's about presence, respect, and authenticity. And as the longest-reigning monarch in British history, her legacy lives on not just through history books, but through every silhouette, every hemline, and every woman inspired by quiet strength and unwavering grace. Which decade of Queen Elizabeth's fashion is your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. If you loved this journey through royal style, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories that blend history, elegance, and timeless inspiration.